Can you tell us the story of how this happened? How did you? I mean, you're in America; they were there. How this evolved and how this film exists?
Well, it actually began long before Russia invaded Ukraine. One of our producers grew up in communist Poland, so really under Russian oppression, and she became a political refugee when her parents escaped to the United States, and they really worked hard to maintain, connection with their culture through music and cinema and art. And about 8 years ago, she discovered Anya and Slava's porcelain figurines. They're a husband and wife couple, and they make these incredible animal sculptures that are painted with the stories of their lives. And she was so moved by them because they really reminded her of her home. And she shared them with me, and I was blown away. I mean, I'd never seen something so small that had such a huge story on it. It was almost like a little piece of cinema frozen in porcelain. And we actually started to work on an animation project together. And then Russia invaded. And I called up Slava. We were, just so concerned about them. We were like, when are you leaving? What's happening? Are you safe? And he said, we're not going to leave. We're going to keep making art at night. And I said, why? What are you doing during the day? And he told me for the very first time, I had no idea. I'm in the Ukrainian Special Forces, and I'm teaching civilians to pick up weapons. And I couldn't believe it. There was this incredible dual form of resistance happening. One, you had the most peaceful people I've ever met. They're just, all they want to do is make art and live life. And at the same time, they're continuing to make art in a war zone, and they are picking up arms for the first times in their lives. So we wanted to share this story with the world. Slava felt that this was a story you were not seeing on the news. There was a deep gratitude that Western journalists had come into Ukraine and were sharing what was going on, but that was an outside perspective. And so we felt, okay, maybe there's a way to get cameras into Ukraine, but you can't FedEx something into a war zone. So we actually discovered that there was this incredible group of Ukrainian volunteers in the United States, and it was a makeup artist in New Jersey that was bringing 50 bags of medical supplies at one time. She would load 3 trucks at her apartment, drive to JFK, bring them to Poland, get another truck, drive them all the way to the front line. And she said, I will bring your camera to Slava.
Wow.
But we had a problem. We were 6,000 miles apart. I don't speak Ukrainian. We're in 2 time zones. We're in 2 different cultures, and I didn't know what to do. And I asked Anya at the beginning of the war, how are you guys feeling? And she told me, we're so alone here, we feel like we're on the moon. And this stuck with me. It reminded me of the Apollo mission when these astronauts were in their space capsule. When the space capsule was failing, they had a duplicate of every single piece of equipment back on the ground in Houston.
Sure. Apollo 13.
Apollo 13.
Just like the movie.
So for every camera and every microphone and every, lens and light that I sent them, I had a duplicate back in my hands in Los Angeles. And I could hold that. I could hold that tool and I could say, here, guys, this is how you take your instincts as a painter, as a sculptor, and channel them into cinema.